All right, welcome to the Young Turks. Huge show ahead for you guys. So in the third hour, we have two different things that you've got to stay here for. Number one is Peter Dow is going to join us. He was one of the biggest, well, I think it's fair to call him an attack dog for Hillary Clinton. And who was he attacking? Bernie Sanders. He says that he is past it. We're going to find out if that's really the case a little bit later in the program when he joins us. We're going to do an extended interview with him because there is a lot to talk about. So do not miss that. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell Randy Gonzalez. It's right here on TYT.com. And then after that, we're doing a review of Knock Down the House. So that's the movie about AOC and three other Just Democrats who ran for office, and they actually won the award at Sundance for Best Film. And Ida Rodriguez and Brooke Thomas and I are going to review it. That's actually post game. There we're making available to everyone so that you guys can all check out our review. We'll have a little extra as always for the members. So tyt.com/join to become a member. We rely on you guys to be able to do this show. And then of course we got a lot of programming in the first 2 hours as well. And folks are going to join me in just a little bit to make that happen, including somebody at the Trump administration might be getting impeached. Is it Trump? Probably not. Okay, but Nancy Pelosi all of a sudden, here comes master legislator. Interesting, really. Okay, and how about the polling in the presidential race? Is it accurate? All that amazing stuff coming up, but I got one quick story for you guys. So recently I told you guys that Wolfpack was in Hawaii. Of course, a lot of you know Wolfpacks get money out of politics. We need an amendment. We go big on everything if you're in the progressive community, right? Green New Deal, Medicare for all. I myself am progressive, but actually the one thing that progressives, conservatives, libertarians, independents, almost all of us agree on, over 90% of Americans, get money out of politics. We got to fix the system. In fact, a lot of Republicans, voters, not the politicians, but the voters agree more often than not, even more so than Democratic voters, that yeah, the politicians are corrupt. At the national level, there is nothing but checks that they pay attention to. Nobody ever changes their mind. There's no debate. There's no honorable gentlemen who are like, which way should I go? Now, oftentimes I tell you on the show that at the state level it's totally different. And there are wonderful legislators, and you've heard me call out a lot of their names in a lot of different states. In states that the Wolfpack resolution to get that constitutional amendment to fix our system have passed, but also in ones that haven't passed. But there's wonderful fighters for our cause, and in a lot of ways I think they're the founding fathers and mothers, including the state of Hawaii, where we passed in the Senate for the second year in a row. And I did a video about that and told you about all the wonderful, heroic, smart, progressive, and non-progressive as well, senators that voted for that. So, unfortunately, as usual, it has been blocked in the House in Hawaii. They always find a way to block it in one house or another, and it's usually one person in a critical place. The whole rest of the House is ready to vote. They almost certainly would have passed it. In fact, in the Judiciary Committee, they almost certainly would have passed it because the majority of the Judiciary Committee actually has sponsored the resolution. But in Hawaii, in every state, there's someone else that is in charge of whether you could even have a vote, whether you could even have a hearing. For whatever reason, in Hawaii, it is the vice chairs of the committees. And if you don't get it out of the committee, you can't get a vote on it. So we've got everything lined up, but one person blocked it. Now, that actually happened a couple of weeks ago, and I've been hesitating in telling you about it. That's curious, why? Well, Democrats are a little different than Republicans. If a Republican votes against you and you target him, the Democrats find that to be not just normal and good, but pretty much awesome. Like, yeah, of course, go get the Republican. But even the other Republicans usually understand. They're like, well, he voted against you. What are you going to do? Or he didn't let you have a hearing. What are you gonna do? I get it. I mean, and then they'll bring in a lot of money and then you guys will have a political fight, right? But if you say to anyone, hey, this Democratic group or this Democratic politician is the one blocking progress and getting money out of politics, other Democrats get so hurt by that. They're like, don't, what are you doing? Don't do it, don't do it. But wait, we've been in Hawaii for so many years now. For 4 years, we've been stuck in that Judiciary Committee. So if I tell you who it is that's blocking it, I guarantee you a lot of people in Hawaii, including a lot of the Democratic Party, is gonna go, oh my God, I can't believe you would tell people what's actually happening in the state of Hawaii. People are gonna get upset at this legislator. But if I don't tell you who it is, well, we're never gonna move. She's been blocking it for 4 straight years. So what am I gonna do? We're damned if we do, damned if we don't. And it's passed in the Senate 2 years in a row. And it will pass in that committee and it will pass in the House. There's only one person blocking it. But in Hawaii, they're like, no, 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 especially in the Democratic Party. Hey, we have our traditions and our rules, and the vice chair decides. And for her, it appears to be personal. She says, well,